Hey everyone, welcome to episode 32 of our weekly AI GTM talk series. My name is Mani Iyer, and I'm here joined by Rabia Thakur, who's our head of product. Rabia, how are you?
Hi, Manny. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm good.
Yeah. So glad you could join us, Rabia. So folks, we've been doing this talk series where we bring in, essentially senior seasoned revenue leaders, go-to-market leaders who talk about technology and the tech stack process and so forth, and how they're transforming their go-to-market at their companies. We've also been bringing on some, AI GTM tech CEOs who do a deep dive in one specific technology or product area, try to really help you understand at a deeper level what's happening as AI is transforming go-to-market. Today, we decided to focus a session really on elaborating on something we're calling the Signals Hub. So, we want to kind of walk you through what we mean by a Signals Hub. We will do a pretty deep dive. We'll do a lot of show and tell, give you a demo of different capabilities that you should look for, you should expect in a kind of a well thought out Signals Hub. We'll also give you the motivation behind Signals Hub. How does it fit into the modern AI GTM tech stack? Why do you want to think along those lines, and how should you be thinking of revamping your entire GTM tech stack and strategy, if you will, for the world of AI? So that said, that's a little bit, as you can see, about me. There's Rabia right there. We are really focused around signal-based pipeline growth here at our company, and that's been an area we've been working with several customers, all the way from SMB to mid-market, upper mid-market, even some few large enterprise customers. So, Rabia, I'm going to put up next is the one slide we have, right, which is to explain what a Signals Hub is, and maybe we can start here. And I would say the way we are seeing the tech stack is you're going to have three key components, right? So we've called out what we're calling the Signals Hub, which plays a critical role in the new modern tech stack. We have another one called the Orchestration Hub, and then those two then, of course, work in a seamless way with a content engine, which is where you use a lot of AI components, AI tech and tools and apps for creating new content, distributing content out and so forth. And all of these then connect into the more traditional SaaS components, be it your marketing automation that sends out some nurture emails, be it your SDR, sales engagement tools like a sales after outreach that does the outbound, right, emailing to prospects. You have certain tools that AEs use. You have of course, you have the CRM, which continues to function, right, as something that has some core components. So when you think about a Signals Hub, Rabia, maybe you can speak to this a little bit, this component right here, because I know there's a lot of this that we have built out ourselves, and this is how we think about the world, right, of signals and the Signals Hub. So as you look at this, Rabia, how do you think about it? I know we've sketched out some of that here. Can you elaborate on what those things are and what they mean for customers?
Sure. So the main thing that goes into the Signals Hub, that are the person level signals which we
Right.
capture through different sources. So we captured leads through the website, through a tag deployed on the customer's website. So that is where
Right.
we are capturing, or it could be the offsite intent leads throughout the web. If we know their topics of interest, we capture offsite intent through different third-party websites as well. Then we have account level signals. We have the account intelligence, which accounts are showing up on the website. Along with that, and these leads are fully enriched, ready to use, totally filtered based on the requirements of your business. For example, company revenue size or persona filters. So all the filters you apply, and then you get a Signals Hub which is totally ready to use.
Yeah.
Um,
So, Rabia, let me just take a pause here because I wanted to bring up some questions that, as you know, I was at GTM 2025, the conference. I had 600 plus revenue leaders, marketers, spoke to lots of people there, and there was a lot of questions that kept coming up over and over again. I
okay.
thought it'd be interesting for us to maybe bring those up and then maybe have a discussion around that. And then why don't we also maybe put up a couple of slides, right? And then we can then also dive deeper into some of those concepts first, right? Before
Okay.
we start showing some product, showing some demo, and so forth. One of the things I wanted to maybe for us to talk about first here, at least on this slide, was I know many people are, wonder about what is a first party signal, what is a second party signal, and what is a third party signal. What do those mean? So again, let me take a pause and maybe we can start with that area of discussion. So what is a first party signal, Rabia, that in our world, maybe I can speak to it and then you can elaborate. For me, a first party signal is signals on the customer's own website.
Right.
So it could be some indicator, or it could be when they have certain technologies that they use, like a marketing automation system. They send out a message to an email. Somebody clicks on the email, they get like an email open, and then it triggers a cookie on their own website, which is the marketing automation cookie. So that essentially is owned by the customer. These are signals effectively owned by the customer. And it's
Right.
happening on their own website. It's behavioral information being captured from prospects coming into their own website. So that to me is first party signals. Does that sound right, at least to you?
Yes, anything on the website, it could be a visit, any activity performed there, it could be a form fill, email open, anything that we capture directly from the customer's website. So, yeah.
Correct. Now, let me bring up second party signals. So, I'll tell you what I think of as second party signals. So, to me, signals that you are able to get from specific directory vendors where you have software solutions, right, listed in directory pages. Could
Mm-hmm.
be a G2, could be a Trust Radius, could be some of those kinds of places where they then offer the signal data back to the advertiser or the marketer to say, somebody from company ABC, Acme Corp XYZ has landed on your page and is consuming content around your product or your solution. That to me is a second party signal, right, to the marketer or the brand. Another one for me would be if you have like a captive media network where, the media network publisher that owns all those media websites is directly offering data to the customer to say, on my network of websites, here is who has showed up. Somebody from Cisco, somebody from Dell is actually showing engagement interest around your product. Here's who you should go pursue. That to me is second party. Does that sound right? So this is
Yes.
my world, at least in my world, what second party is.
Right. Yeah, totally agree.
Right. So now maybe we can talk about third party signals. So to me, third party is essentially a network of media properties or media websites. And there are cookies that have been dropped by a set of data partners, data providers, and those are third-party cookies in the sense that the data that is being captured by those cookies is being shared by multiple parties, right? So it is the media publisher has visibility to what this data is, what this information is, who's consuming that. The data providers also have that information. The data providers again have authorization to be able to offer that data to intermediaries like us, right? Because we are aggregating data from lots of different data partners, data providers, and offering to the end client. So the client gets access to the third-party signals under license from us, and then we are able to acquire this data from our data provider partners, and then these are third-party cookies, and the cookie actually maps to an email, and from the email you get access to the full profile of that individual. So obviously there's a lot of data stitching that we end up doing as to who this person is, right? And I know, Rabia, you and I have been doing so many different data partners providers. People ask us, who do you use? I tell them, wait a minute, that's where we've spent literally months and months, and even a couple of years at this point, figuring out who are the best data partners or the best data providers for literally individual little pieces of data, specific attribute, be it a work email, LinkedIn URL, mobile number, and the list goes on. Obviously, we do both B2B and B2C. So for B2B and B2B2C kind of customers. So to me, third-party signals where multiple parties are involved, and then the data, of course, is all data privacy compliant, GDPR, CCPA compliant ways of capturing the data, and then making sure people who are not opting in, who are not comfortable they can opt out anytime, right? And then we take them out. A lot of information there on our site too. So that's my take on first, second, and third party signals. Let me then bring up Rabia. I know you put together a bunch of material for this session. And folks, just giving you a heads up, we'll be going fairly deep, but hopefully this is all interesting for you all. So let me bring this up next, which is I'm going to share this tab. So we're going to do a deep dive now, Rabia, and this is a presentation I know you put together. And so let's talk first about what is one of the main purposes of a signals hub. I think you wrote this up. Maybe you can elaborate on the world before and the world after somebody gets a signals hub and puts it in place.
Yeah, definitely. So you could consider any company who is getting data from signals from, different sources.
Yeah.
So the thing is that all of this data, they have full data, but it's all disconnected. So you'll have
Mhm.
different data for website activity. Then you have siloed intent data as well. So they may have a connection, but you don't know about it because they lie in different places. They are all disconnected. Even CRM data, you don't have a connection with the website activity or website visitors. Similarly, other social signals, everything. And then obviously, since these are all siloed sources, so you'll have duplicate and conflicting records. Now switching to the new world, which is a unified person record, where we are, unifying everything in the signal sum. So you have a single unified buyer ID, which will give you one comprehensive view of the entire data together. So it will show you the same person who has visited the website. It has intent associated with it, with that buyer, any social signals associated with him. If that person lies in your CRM, so everything in one view, you'll get to know about that buyer. So you'll have full contact information if you see, then the other, whatever the record is fully enriched with the company firmographics and other data, along with the activity and signal timeline. So with a single record, without any duplication, personalized with enrichment, you'll see everything about that person in a single view. So that is really useful when you are going after these different sources to actually see which is more useful for your sales team as well. That will be more useful because you have everything in one place itself. And it will be easier for personalization as well, because a person has visited your website, and now you also know this person is showing intent on the website for which topics. So you can personalize based on the entire data that you get in a unified format.
Yeah. So yeah, and Rabia, what I'm noticing here is that we have all the B2B attributes of the person. I know that we'll talk about this more later, but we also are able to tie it to their personal
Person.
email, personal phone, a lot of personal attributes also. It's all in a one unified view. And the other thing is, if they work for a certain company, you've got all the company firmographic data, again, tied to that same record.
Right.
So you kind of are able to slice and dice and build segments in so many interesting ways. And I think the other thing worth calling out is the topics of interest, meaning what is the specific topics, be it cloud security, content management, asset management, right? What are different topics? And I know we have a very rich taxonomy. We'll get into like 23,500 topics, including
Right.
custom topics, that they may be showing engagement and interest in all across the web. So, I mean, this is literally where people should be building and starting their efforts, right, around GTM. I mean, otherwise, if you don't have good, clean, curated data of this sort, I mean, you're going to have to stitch it together on your own, and it's all tribal knowledge, trade secrets. Who you talk to, who you know. I mean, how you figure things out. You can get a tool like Clay. They'll say, "Here's all these providers. Go figure it out." And
Right.
if you remember, I mean, we tried one of those, and it took us literally hours and hours and hours to just do something very basic in terms of filling in some missing data fields.
Right.
Um, so I think so. Unified buyer view, I think, is a key point you're trying to make here. Let me go to the next slide. The next step was really around. I think we should talk about this next, Rabia, which is the different types of signal data, different engagement data, etc., that people should be thinking about as
Hmm.
they're going to be bringing all this wonderful signal data together. Can you talk about this? Because I know you wrote this up into the different
Sure.
flavors of information.
Yes.
Understand.
So this is for the same unified record that we have. So there are different flavors, or
Mhm.
you can call different layers to the same person that we capture. So we'll start with, say, identity layer. So you'll have anything
Mhm.
related to that person, which is name, his email, LinkedIn URL, mobile number, his location. That is you'll get that information. Then if it is a B2B record, then second is the company layer. So all the full company level details, their name, company domain, their address, LinkedIn URL, industry size, revenue, and all, company description. So you'll get all of that in the company layer. Next, we'll talk about the engagement layer for the same person. So you'll get the engagement data, website pages visited, when was the last time he visited the website, any high value pages visited. So high value pages are the ones we specifically mark on our website, which are, very important for the customer. If there are some high value pages, consider, for example, a pricing page or a demo page. If someone is visiting that page, it means he's interested, in talking to you or pursuing it further. So we'll call that a high value lead. So if someone has visited those pages, we mark them in the engagement layer. Then traffic sources, from which source that lead came in. So all that comes under the engagement layer. Then next we have the intent layer. So if the same person, he's also browsing the web to look for different topics, product solutions which are similar to your company, then we'll give intent information related to that. When was that intent shown? Topics of interest, topic keywords, and intent score, whether it's high or medium, and signal strength as well. So for the same
Mhm.
person, as you see, as you go along, if you have all this information, it's really useful for the sales team to pursue that person. Next, we have the social signals. For these topics of interest that you have, what are the different LinkedIn posts? If he has posted something, he has liked or commented something on the social media for this, for LinkedIn, or there are some Reddit posts around it for those topics of interest. So we specifically call that out in our Signals Hub, and it could be useful. You'll know that how serious that person is, what is his interest in this area. And then we have the lead type. So this is something which we are doing on our side. We do the filtering, enrichment, for the scoring of the lead. So you know that this lead, either this is the ICP lead or non-ICP. So various criteria that we apply, and we let you know whether it's a profile fit lead as per your requirements or it's not a profile fit. Then we have monitored contact. So if someone is doing, so there's another product, contact monitoring. If you enable that, will give you signals for those monitored contacts as well. You could upload your CRM contacts. And if that contact is being monitored, we let you know in this unified record as well. So, yeah. So these are the different layers of the same person, where you'll get information based on um, different criterias.
Thank you, Rabia. That I think was a pretty good summation of the uh, the richness, right, of the unified buyer record, buyer view, and all the kind of information that we already have been thinking about. We've actually implemented, and we're able to, offer, right, as part of the Signals Hub to all of our customers. So I'll take a pause here, and then we'll go on to the next topic. So. So I thought that, Rabia, at this point, it'd be helpful for folks maybe if we give them a quick view into what a Signals Hub looks like and how we are able to bring information together into a single hub. And
Okay.
so I'm going to just bring up the app that we can switch into. I hope this comes through here. So folks, what you're looking at here is essentially this is the Signals Hub, and in the Signals Hub, you'll notice that one of the first signals we talk about is person level signals, and we call them website warm leads directly off of your website. So there, what you would typically do is you would drop in the domain names of what could be your primary website, could be your secondary, documentation site, event microsite, any kind of multiple domains. And for all of them, there's just a single script tag that you would need to drop, onto across all those different websites. And then we have, as you can see, a lot of filters, a lot of controls for you in terms of the kinds of data that you can acquire, signal data. So we are able to cleanly segment and separate out B2B data, as you can see here. And then you can pick and choose, do you want limited profile with certain information, and full profile with a lot more information? And you can do that on the B2B side, also on the B2C side. And then we also have the notion of plain emails, because all we have is information at that level. Because remember that all of this data is coming off of our back-end data partners, data provider partners. And where do they get this data? They have aggregated this over, literally tens of millions to hundreds of, 100 million plus cookies, third-party cookies on these folks. And then they're able to kind of de-anonymize, right, and tie it back to an email. And then from a personal or work email, we're able to build out the entire profile record. Now, we are not able to necessarily stitch together complete records for every individual, which is why we are segmenting them out into these three buckets. You also have the ability to then control where do you capture these person level signals. You can actually specify individual pages or sets of pages where you want it. There's even a crawler where you can actually crawl the entire website. We can help you quickly configure those. You can define, as Rabia was explaining earlier, you can define certain pages as high value. We can even tag certain these person level, we call them website warm leads that are coming in. Are they part of your ICP if you had a predefined ICP account list? Firmographics, are they fitting their certain profile fit criteria in terms of company size, revenue, industries, and so forth? You can even define title keywords, and then we would then tell you, is this person that just came in part of a buying team, buying group, buying committee that you should really pay some extra attention to, you meaning your sales team should, right? And are they part of a profile fit type of lead that they should particularly pursue? And then you've got your block list of accounts and leads. We have the ability to, of course, push all the signal data through a variety of different channels, wherever you think you can utilize it. Could be, into an AWS S3 buckets from which you can pull it into a downstream orchestration hub. It could be writing to tools like Clay, because maybe you want to use some other signal data that's outside of all the high quality native signals we offer. And then you also have outgoing webhooks. The bottom line is, this is what then down here you'll see, this is what a unified buyer view starts to look like. Now, keep in mind, we're showing you a subset of all the fields of data that we offer. And Rabia is actually going to go in and dive deeper and show you the richness of all the data we actually offer, which is way more than what you see in this app UI over here. So you'll notice that we actually have little icons to tell you, is this a website lead? Is this an off-site lead? Somebody showing intent off of your website, which again, Rabia, we should talk about shortly. But the bottom line is, you've got very rich information here: first name, last name, work email. And then for each of these records, we even tell you, an email score. Is this email good to go in terms of pushing out to marketing automation? Is an email score, let's say, an 80? It can go through our sales tool. Is an email score maybe a 60? Which means it's good, but we recommend using it only for like a LinkedIn, ABM, matching ads, kind of a audience campaign, or maybe a Facebook campaign. Now, I know, Rabia, we've got all this B2B data. There's quite a bit here, and then we also have B2C data that I think we'll be I know you're going to be walking people through a lot of this information too on the B2C side. And then we have plain email leads. So this is just, folks, you. So far, with all this, we've just shown you a small piece of what we do, which is the person level signals on your website. Where it gets really interesting is we have this other offering, another component that you can add on to any of the stuff you get going with us, and that is offsite intent. Now here, you would define what we call topics of interest, and then it would literally be able to let you dive in and then see, pick out and set up a set of topics that relate to your business, like you see here: supply chain, accounting software, web content management. These are examples. And then you can again do the same thing: apply lead filters, figure out where you want these leads to be delivered. Now, this is across 90,000 different media websites. where we are getting these offsite intent signals that we're able to bring it down, and it is again at a person level. So, Rabia, can you talk about offsite intent leads and what all data that we provide with an offsite intent leads?
Sure. So once you set up the entire configuration here with the topics and um, other filters, so then we'll start browsing, and then we, from our data partners, we'll get the data. But yes, it's also part of the Signals Hub where you'll, so, here we are at the unlock screen. So before we go to the Signals Hub, we'll just pause and put the data here at the unlock screen, because there will be lot many intent leads compared to the website visitors. So we'll just give you one more step to just review the leads here and filter based on some priorities. It could be location, it could be some industries or titles, seniority, and so on. So we'll limit some information, and we'll hide some of the information at this point and let you choose. Account, for example, is blurred here, as you can see, and other stuff as well, like name, LinkedIn, and email. But enough information for you to browse and decide and prioritize. Then you can just select and unlock those leads. Once those are unlocked, it will be part of the Signals Hub with the same information that we just showed you, with the entire record, different layers. We have company information or the identity information, company, as well as other fields. For example, intent specific fields like the topic or intent date or the intent score. You could also set some capping and all, based on monthly or daily limits, how many leads you would choose to unlock on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, which will help you optimize or align your budgets accordingly.
Thanks, thanks, Rabia. I think we've covered quite a bit around website signals, offsite signals. Let me go back to your presentation because I know that maybe we should talk about the next set of signals that we're starting to add into the platform. And we didn't get to talk about CRM monitoring, which is again another way of people giving us the actual people they want to get on top of. Could be top ABM accounts, could be top contacts at those accounts, and then being able to know when they are in market, right? Which is a very interesting capability we've been offering called CRM contact monitoring. So I think let me go back to your presentation and then get into the next line of discussion, and you can talk about how do you see this whole world of signals continuing to evolve, right? So let me quickly bring up the next slide. So hold on one second, Rabia. So share this tab. And maybe you can speak to this, Rabia, a little bit. I think you've the notion of different flavors of these leads that you're offering in order for people to pick and choose just the data that they want. And I know we've got different credit-based pricing on these, right?
Yes. So all this unified data that we have, we give options to, choose based on your requirements. So, for example, we start with B2B full. So it will have all the B2B related fields. You'll have work email with full contact information, company information, title, seniority, department, and so on. And it's full profile, so it includes mobile number, traffic sources, and your recently visited pages with full buyer journey. So basically, the entire B2B record you'll get along with this one. The second flavor of B2B full is B2B limited, where we'll exclude the mobile number and traffic sources, and we'll give you the most recently visited page. It won't include the entire buyer journey, just the recently visited page. But it will definitely include a verified work email, LinkedIn URL, and other details like the company information. So you could choose between B2B limited or full based on your requirement. If you want phone numbers, then you'll have to go with B2B full. Otherwise, if just the email, then you could go with the limited. Along with B2B, you could choose B2C as well, information based, in case you want to pursue B2C leads as well. So it's the entire consumer profile with a personal email and other personal details like income range, age range, net worth, whether he's a homeowner or children or married, and so on. It's a full B2C profile, so it will include personal phone number and the buyer journey as well. The second flavor to B2C full is B2B limited, where we'll include rest of the information but exclude the personal mobile. And then last we have the email only. So it's minimal information, not enriched, and only email address. So it could be possible that you want B2B full or B2C limited or the other way around. So you could choose different options, different flavors based on the requirement. Now here we are just going into more details of each attributes for B2B limited, what all is included. What, if you can see, it's a full extensive set of data that we offer here for all the types of leads.
Yeah, and folks, if for those who are watching and listening, please DM us or drop us a note, and we're happy to share a PDF copy of all the material we're covering, after the talk. And so, or you can even just leave a comment on LinkedIn, just say signals, and then we'll make sure that we kind of send you a copy of this material in a gamma or a PDF. And I know we have folks on our team who are listening, who'll kind of follow up with you right after. So now that we've covered all these different attributes, Rabia, I think we also touched upon and covered the different kinds of signals that we offer today. So maybe I just brought that up. So we've got the website warm leads, person level, right? So it's on the website. We've got the offsite intent we talked about, find new buyers all across the web. We've got account intelligence, which is an add-on, right? Which I know that's more common. There's many more providers out there for account level, signals. You've got the ABM tech, and ABM tools also offer that. We also have the ability to provide that if customers need it. A lot of the time, customers coming to us more for the person level signals and the CRM contact monitoring. Additional signals right now, we've had customers use this hub from us, feeding it into tools like Clay, and then sourcing other signals from tools like Clay, and that's what has been going on. But we continue to incorporate some of these signals into continuing to build out our tech, right, to have the highest quality native signals. So it's all in one place for customers to use right out the gate. I'm going to bring up the next slide, Rabia. Can you speak to social signals and what we're doing there?
Oh, yes. So beyond website and offsite signals, then next we'll have the social signals. So any activity like we discussed, so they have a topic of interest. So based on those topics, if someone is, engaging on the LinkedIn, posting something, or doing some, he's liking some post, sharing or commenting on some post, which is contextually, you can say it's similar to their topics of interest. Then we'll track and we'll show those signals also in the Signals Hub. So you'll have the complete context that this person, so for example, he's showing interest on the website, searching for some products, and he's also posting something on the LinkedIn for those topics of interest. So it will be easier for the sales team to follow and follow the conversation with him. So along with that, you also have Reddit signals. So anything related to, you'll have some topic discussions or comments or activities. So that will also be available in the Signals Hub, along with the website. And
so, and again, we're talking over the next few weeks, Rabia, we're building out the social component, right? So literally everything else obviously is out there. We have a lot of customers using all the rest of the Signals Hub, the product, and now we're adding the social component. That's next. Now, I know that for this piece, there's four things, right? There's the LinkedIn is as a channel. There is Reddit as a channel or a community to tap into. There's Twitter as another social network. And then I think there's Facebook. I would say those are the four that we're going to be offering across B2B, B2C, and so forth. So folks, something to look forward to is social signals. And again, native curated, you can build segments, you can we would give you Slack alerts, so you can do it. We already do Slack alerts for all the other stuff we've been talking about. We give you an alert when we see CRM monitored contacts that are showing buying signals for topics. We write alerts into Slack when it is somebody came to your website showing some interest or intent around some pages. So now this is social now that's going to be layered on. So it'll be one stop, one place, one tech, one platform that can combine all of these different kinds of signals. And so we're pretty excited about this. So I think from here then, Rabia, I'm going to go off and why don't we switch now to something we've recently launched, which is white label. So this is, again, we know many of you who are brands, whether it's SMB, mid-market, large enterprise, you all work with agencies. And so we said, why don't we arm the agencies with all this amazing tech that we built? So that's what we've set out to do. And over the last few weeks, we've started to see a growing number of agencies that are starting to white label Kwanzoo, and they're offering it back out to their customers as the signals component, the signals hub, intent component or intent hub. It's being branded in different ways around signals and intent by different providers, different agencies. And Rabia, can you speak to why is this interesting to agencies? What have we built? And maybe you can give a quick demo of our agency capabilities.
Sure. So yeah, so this is interesting for agencies because the entire Kwanzoo platform that you just demoed. So we'll rebrand this platform with the agency logo, agency's color scheme, fonts, and all. So it will look like it will merge into the agency platform itself with their branding. All the features, it will be our features. The Signals Hub will be there, but it will be their brand and logo. So it's a very seamless integration from R to the agency's platform. And even the communication and Slack alerts that go out, that will be through the agency itself. So for the customer, it's going to be a very seamless experience.
Awesome. And so do you want to maybe give a quick demo of what that agency experience looks like? And then I know we've launched another thing, which is, again, something we will come back to, which is this signals data feed after we've shown the agency capability.
Sure.
So let me stop my sharing. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now I'm in the agency. So if this is the agency dashboard. What they'll need to do is different configurations they'll need to set up the agency platform, Kwanzoo platform as agency embedded one. So you'll just need some information about the platform or support email or from email, from where the email will go. Then different color schemes. You can set up your color scheme based on whatever you have set up on your platform. Font and all, and logo. So you'll get a iframe snippet here. You'll need to copy the snippet and include that in your platform so that it gets embedded, the entire Signals Hub. For Slack integration as well, you would need to give some configuration, and all the Slack alerts that we automate, it will be sent out through your agency's name. Next, we have the manage users. So agency will be able to create or manage users at their end. So all the different users, what products they have, they can enable, disable the products. They can, if I go into the subscription, so you'll be able to view the data for that subscription. And along with that, you will also see the different usage and all. Now, if I embed this data, this platform into the agency platform, so you must have seen the app which Mani was showing earlier. So that was our Kwanzoo app. Now, if you see the color scheme, it has changed completely as per the agency's platform. So this is the agency platform, and here's the Kwanzoo iframed into the agency one. So color scheme, fonts, everything is as per the agency, but it will have the same Signals Hub. Everything will be based on the our data itself, the same Signals Hub, but it's iframed and rebranded as per the agency. So Mani, I think next we can you can talk about the signals feed, and then maybe I can give a demo for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me now bring this up here, which is the signals data feed. We should certainly talk about this next. So let me share my screen. Signals data feed. So I think before we get into signals data feed, Ravi, I wanted to quickly touch upon one add-on product you showed momentarily, which was warm calling. So I think the reason we should talk about warm calling first is we often talk to a lot of our customers, and especially younger companies that are starting up and they want to implement and install and deploy this Signals Hub. They want to get going, get their GTM motions going. They often don't have in-house SDR calling support. And so we have partnered with some, really amazing US-based SDRs and SDR lead and so forth And so they are able to support our customers with a warm calling add-on. And what is interesting about it is, instead of paying like right thousands and thousands of dollars for like a full-time SDR, you can start with a fractional SDR, and then literally you're paying on a activity basis. So you're doing like a for 6 call touches, there's a fixed fee, and then there's a fixed monthly fee, which is a fraction of a full-time SDR. So it's a way to pay on an activity basis for guaranteed activities. So you say 6 outbound, right, calling touches for each warm lead. And so that's an innovative model that I don't believe a lot of companies, SDR and calling companies, offer out there. The more typical model, of course, is a cost per meeting model, which of course these folks are also offering. But then we find this warm calling add-on to be super interesting. We have many customers starting to use that. So let's then go back to, again, this could be an interesting add-on, whether you're working with an agency or you're working direct. We want to call that out. And then let's talk about Signals data feed, Rabia. What exactly is it? Who is it for? If you can elaborate on what the Signals data feed is all about.
Sure. So if we talk about the white label solution, so this is what the clients will directly use. So it is the client who will log in into the agency's platform, and they'll directly use the Signals Hub. So everything is for the client. So Mani, if you could bring up the presentation so we can just walk through that.
Yeah, I was trying to share the screen. I just think it's taking a moment to come up. Well, why don't you explain the concept? I think it'll
Yes,
come up.
and second that we have is the Signals data feed. That's the second product within the agency white label solution. So this is it's a real-time feed of the buyer signal. So basically, what we are doing here is we have a website visitor tag which we deploy on the customer's website when we are as a direct for our direct customers. But for an agency, we will not give the tag directly. It will be the agency tag which is deployed on the client's domains, client's websites. What we'll do is our Kwanzoo partner tag, it will get embedded inside the agency tag. So basically the agency tag will call the Kwanzoo tag, and then we'll capture and give back the Signals data feed based on that tag information. Now, all the data feed, it will be sent to the agency in terms of a CSV format. So we'll send the entire data. Any custom parameters they would want, they'll send us in the tag call, and we'll share it back in the feed. So that the next step, which is the segmentation, filtration, anything that needs to be done, it will be done at the agency's end, and then they can share it with their clients. So the main difference between these two models is that the first one, clients, they are directly using the Signals Hub, but through the agency's platform. And in the Signals data feed, we are just sharing the entire Signals dump with the agency, along with the other, custom data that they share with us. And they'll then the responsibilities with the agencies to filter it out and then share it back with their clients.
Got it. So it looks like the second one is not just designed for agencies, but also for all the folks building GTM tech, AI, GTM technologies out there, right? Who may be missing this very valuable person level signal data that they can incorporate into their solutions. It might be a content management, content marketing solution, could be any kind of sales engagement solutions, could be sales, right? Any kind of revenue management, revenue tools that are out there. It's like a slew of marketing tech tools, marketing tech, sales tech, AI GTM tech tools that are out there. I would think we'll see a lot of value in having this person level signal data that they get as a high quality signal feed, right? That they can then build into their app, come up with different interesting use cases, and then they can basically make it available to all of their customers. And then they can basically take the signal data feed and differentiate in their market, right, against all of their alternate solutions that are out there. And the beauty of it is we've done all the heavy lifting. We've literally built this thing out for you guys. We've got our Signals Hub. We've got now have the Signals feed. We're doing all the resolution waterfalls. We're doing all the enrichment. You go try to do this, folks. I'll be honest with you, it'll take you months and months and months of all the heavy lifting that Rabia and our team has done over here. So come talk to us about both the Kwanzoo direct solution, also the Kwanzoo white label solution. Happy to talk to you about both of those. So, Rabia, I think we should probably start to wrap this up. Any further things you want to mention? I think you've also actually right here you've explained how to set up the signals data feed, right, for the folks who are listening. This is the next slide that you've got over here.
Yes, yes.
Right? You
So
pretty much covered this.
yes. So signals, and we process those signals, enrich them, classify them, and as a person, unified person that we have, and then deliver it to
Yeah.
agencies, and then they'll filter and segment and distribute the data. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Again, folks, just put in the comment signals, or if you want to just DM us, and we're happy to send you a copy of this presentation, of course, this video recording, and then you can learn more. Come, please, happy to talk to you guys. I think you've got a lot more here, Rabia, around defining client domains. Again, in the interest of time, we'll just share it back with people, and
Okay.
then they can essentially contact us about on any of these topics. So there you go. That wraps up episode 32 of AI GTM Talks. I'm going to put up the thank you slide just in terms of how you all can reach out to us. There's my LinkedIn and contact information. You can also reach Rabia. She's also on LinkedIn. She's Rabia, Raabia, at Kwanzoo.com. Come talk to us.